You catastrophize, this could happen, and you blow it up into this big thing. So tell yourself the truth. What's the likelihood of what you're worrying about? What's the likelihood that that's going to happen? Really address the lies, the storylines that you're making up, and instead tell yourself the truth. Welcome to Press Pause. On today's episode, I want to talk with you about how to press pause and give up worry. On February 28, 2020, I made a transforming decision in my life. On that day, I decided to give up worry. And I mean completely give it up for good. Here's how it happened. Well, every morning I spend time in my morning success ritual, a quiet time just for me where I journal, I meditate, I pray. I have a number of books that are next to me, favorite reads that are inspirational, and so I can pick from a number of different things. So I change it up a little bit every day, but this is a special quiet time for me. And on 3 consecutive days in a row, in different places, I kept coming across the things that I was reading in my devotionals and the books that I was reading and what I was listening to. I kept having the concept of worry come up, and at the base of it, fear. And I thought to myself, why can't I make the decision to have a worry-free life? I realized that I had spent a significant amount of time in worry about the future, worry about my kids, worry about particular things at work. Why couldn't I just give that up starting today? Now, it was Lent when this happened. If you're familiar with it, it's the 40 days before Easter where millions of people will give up things in their life. They'll give up maybe junk food or a bad habit, coffee. Maybe they'll fast. But people give things up as a sacrifice and for self-discipline. So I thought, why don't I give up worry for Lent? Why don't I do that? And maybe not just for Lent, but again, let's give it up for good. And I did this, and I developed a practice of how I could do this, and wow, what a difference it made in my life. And so today, I want to share with you just a few steps of how I was successful in giving up worry and not having it be something that plagued me anymore. So the first step to give up worry is to be aware of your mindset. The first thing that you need to do is recognize when you're worrying, because oftentimes you may be worrying and stewing about something, you're going over something again and again in your mind, and you're not even really realizing that you're doing it. So the first step is to catch those thoughts, catch that worry thought, become aware of it, because when you become aware of that thought, then that's when you can change the thought. So step 1 is to be aware of your mindset and when you're going to that mindset of worry. Number 2 is examine your worry. Once you catch that mindset of worry and you realize that you're worrying, then examine what it's all about. What are you worrying about? Specifically, what's on your heart today that's causing you to worry? Are you worrying about something in your future? Is it a work-related issue? Is it a family-related issue? Is it a health-related issue? What is it? So determine what that is and examine it. Number 3, tell yourself the truth. This is a big one, my friends. Tell yourself the truth about your worry, because so often we're ruminating and we're worrying about things, and they're likely, most of the time, in fact, more than 90% of the time, never going to happen. The things that you worry about aren't going to happen. So you make up stories in your mind, you catastrophize, this could happen, and you blow it up into this big thing. So tell yourself the truth. What's the likelihood of what you're worrying about? What's the likelihood that that's going to happen? Really address the lies, the storylines that you're making up, and instead tell yourself the truth. So if you have a particular lie that you're telling yourself, that I haven't heard from my daughter, so something's surely happened to her. And then you're going on from there and you think she's in the hospital or she's in the ditch somewhere. Ever done that? So tell yourself the truth. Maybe that her phone died and that's why she hasn't gotten back. What's the likelihood that she's actually hurt really bad right now? Well, probably pretty unlikely. So don't allow yourself to spin down this road of lies, whatever it is that you're worrying about. And then one more step, number 4, is keep giving it up. As you're building this new habit to give up worry, it's not going to change overnight. You're going to have to keep giving up the worry. If you, like me, were finding yourself worrying quite a lot about a particular situation, it just keeps coming up in your mind. And every time it does that, my friend, you've got to make the decision to give it up. So if there's something that's really on your heart, if you're going through a hard time right now, if you're worrying about something big and it's constantly on your mind, it may be an hour by hour, even a minute by minute choice on some days to give it up. And what I mean by that is to let it go. Use your faith and what you believe in to be true to help you give up worry. I know for me, my faith, giving it up to God, giving my worry to God, knowing that I had somebody big that is in control of my life and wanting good things for me, that made all the difference in the world. So those are 4 steps, and I have even more if you want to go deeper in my blog, How to Live a Worry-Free Life. But that's a start for you. My friend, I gave up worry and it was transforming for me. Today, I want you to press pause and give up worry.